everybody, it's Chef Marty. I missed my cue. It's Chef Marty. Let's talk about some food today. Coming to you from Bo Edison Fine Food and Drink in beautiful, wet, downtown Bo, Washington. So today we're going to take a little bit of a different tack on food, and we're going to talk about dessert. We do have a few desserts on our menu here, and I generally try to have something chocolatey, something fruity, and something different than those two. So this is the fruity one we're going to talk about. Seems appropriate. Okay, Rhubarb-Strawberry Crumble is what we're talking about today. Rhubarb is in season right now. It's one of my favorite ingredients to work with. It's a great flavor. It's super, super tart. And so it tends to always be paired with something that's really sweet. So typically, 95% of the time, you'll see strawberry. It's a great pairing. The sweet and the tart come together and make a lovely flavor. Our Rhubarb-Strawberry Crumble is not just gluten-free, but you also have a dairy-free option. So I always like to have something on the menu, even the dessert menu, that appeals to the people with the food allergies or with pretty restrictive dietary needs. So let's talk about rhubarb. I forgot to leave some to show you because I cut it all up already. So I printed a picture. I drew a picture of rhubarb. That's what it looks like. And it's not the actual size. It's actually, rhubarb stalks can be 2 to 3 feet long. And they're really leafy like that. It is not related to celery. It's not red celery. It looks a lot like celery. I have a lot of things to tell you about it. It's a really interesting food. It is not a fruit, even though in this country we tend to treat it as one. It's not exactly a vegetable either. It is an herbaceous perennial. Go look that one up. It comes up every year. It's really leafy. It comes from rhizomes. That's how it grows out of the ground, and it spreads, and then more pop up. The leaves are toxic. You may or may not have heard this before. Do not eat rhubarb leaves. They contain oxalic acid, which, did I learn about that? In large amounts, it can be fatal. And when we're talking large amounts, I mean, if you weigh 140 pounds, you'd have to eat 10 pounds of just leaves in one day to die of it. But even if you eat just a little tiny bit, it can make you fairly sick. I think it said it can cause liver damage. Anyway, one thing they learned, here's a little bit of history. They learned in Great Britain during World War II, they were recommending to people, apparently had a surplus of rhubarb, they were recommending to people to saute up the greens and eat that as a vegetable. Didn't go well. Anyway, it is native to Asia, and it has been used in Chinese medicine for thousands and thousands of years. So there's your history lesson on rhubarb. The stalks themselves, these things, are full of vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber, so it's frequently used as prescriptive for constipation. All right, so this is going to make us really healthy today and regular. Okay, so we've learned about rhubarb. Let's talk. Oh, I forgot to say this. So rhubarb can kill you. I wanted to say at the beginning that this is the day of poisonous foods, so this is one of them, and we'll get to the second one later. I forgot to start that way. Darn it. Anyway, it's a great lead-in. How do we cook this? We chop it up. Notice there's no bits of the leaves left. Take all the green out. And then I'm going to mix that with some strawberries. Strawberries are not quite in season yet, so I am using frozen. Strawberries, sugar, a little bit of vanilla, tapioca. Tapioca is what will thicken it. When you start cooking rhubarb, a lot of liquid comes out. This is a real, it doesn't look it right now, but it's a lot of water in there. And so when you start cooking it, cooks down and becomes kind of soupy looking. So you want a little bit of a thickener. I like using tapioca. It reminds me of my childhood, those little tiny pearls. You could use cornstarch, you could use arrowroot, you could use any number of things. Cornstarch I don't like to use too much because it tends to mask flavors, but tapioca is what I use. That's the second ingredient that could kill you. Let's talk about tapioca. It is native to Brazil. It comes from the cassava root. If you don't process cassava root properly, it will kill you. It basically turns into cyanide. Yeah. So luckily, someone's done that for us. It's all processed. And just the scientific fact of what it's doing in there, these little granules can soak up twice their volume in water, and so that's what it does when you apply heat. They swell up, soaking up the liquid that the rhubarb has leached out. So, okay, that's in the rhubarb. And the other ingredient, I have a little secret ingredient that I'm going to reveal to you. It is a passion fruit puree that I get frozen. I just put a couple tablespoons of that in a big batch, and it just takes that flavor to another level. You got the tart, you got the sweet, and then you got this exotic with the passion fruit, and it's really delicious. I'm not even overselling it. It's super good. So anyway, we cook that down. Cooks really fast. It takes about once it gets to boil, gets up to heat, that rhubarb will wilt, and then you're done. Take it off the heat and cool it down. This is what you end up with. This is the rhubarb compote. Bright red, and that all comes from the skin on the rhubarb stalks. Super delicious. Okay, so that's not done yet. What do we do now? We need a topping for this. Our topping, here's our top secret recipe. This is actually the recipe we use in the kitchen. I have yet to type this thing up. As you can see, we change it a lot. Anyway, brown sugar. Normally a crumble topping, primary ingredients are butter and flour. Well, as I said at the beginning, this is a gluten-free and dairy-free option dessert. So we don't use butter, we use dairy-free butter. There are options there. You could go to the grocery store in the expensive non-dairy section and find the Earth Balance. That works. Or, you know what else is a lot more affordable, and it's an option that's non-dairy butter? Crisco. Check it out. So that's got shortening, and instead of the flour we use, from a previous video you may remember me talking about Bob's gluten-free pancake mix. That showed up in our latke video a week or two ago. It also shows up here. It is basically an all-purpose substitution in any kind of baking or, I guess, baking application to replace the flour and still do exactly what flour does. So we've got that in there as well. We've got Bob's gluten-free rolled oats. If you are trying to make this gluten-free, you've got to find the gluten-free oats, because most oats, while they don't have gluten themselves, they are processed in places that do processed wheat as well. So a true celiac would not have a good reaction if you use non-gluten-free rolled oats. I learned that the hard way. So gluten-free rolled oats, a little bit of cinnamon, and that's it. We just kind of buzz that together, and then you got the topping. Okay, moving right along. We serve our crumble in a cute little skillet, cast iron skillet. What we'll do is put the compote right in there, pop the topping right on top, and come this way. And grab one thing. For our non-dairy people, we do put ice cream on top of this. Once again, by the magic of television, finished product, ready to go. So there you got it, nice little caramelization on top, bubbling around the sides. Delicious. Pop that on here. That handle can be molten hot, will rip your skin right off. So pop that on there. We're doing a lot of popping of things. And then we take a scoop of vanilla bean ice cream. My scoop. Anyway, get the idea. That goes there. That's our dessert. Get a close up of that. It's our Rhubarb-Strawberry crumble, gluten-free with a dairy-free option. Obviously, the dairy-free option here would be, sorry folks, no ice cream. That would do it. All right, come and get yours. It's on our menu now. See you at Bo Edison Fine Food and Drink, guys. Have a great weekend.